Okay. So I would begin my speech with a joke, but like no one laughed last time. So you kind of ruined my whole thing. That's the joke. You're kind of supposed to laugh, but you know. But you know, my mom said to stop trying to be funny, so I guess I'll stop right here. But I'm going to be talking today about the components of a computer and how it works. Oh, okay. Well,
You can hit the screen and say it once.
alright, now. Alright. Groovy. Ash Williams. Indeed. Alright, I'm going to start today by talking about the computer hardware, the hardware side of things. Computer hardware are the physical components that can be seen or touched. They can be broken up into two categories, internal and external hardware. Start at the top. The motherboard it connects all the different components together. This is to be considered the backbone of the computer. It's what the central processing unit would use to be able to execute the commands and everything. It's how the data goes throughout the computer and everything. Like that's how it's controlled. Down next is the central processing unit, or the CPU. It's responsible for interpreting and executing commands from the software. So like it could be considered the brain also. Like I said before, it uses the motherboard to execute the commands throughout the computer and everything. Next is a random access memory, or RAM. It stores the data until the CPU can process it. The power supply, it converts power from the outlet to usable power from the computer. Kind of obvious for all the hardware and everything. Next is the video card. It's an expansion that sends graphical data to a video display device. Another name for it would be a GPU, or a graphics card, basically. The hard drive. This is the main storage device on the computer. It stores things like the operating system, the user's files, and software titles, everything. And then we have the SSD drive, or solid state drive. It's the same thing. It can do the same thing, but I mean, like the only difference is that it uses semiconductors instead of magnetic media, like the hard drive and everything. There's like the same technology that's used in like flash drives or whatever. Like it's the same thing. External hardware, things you used before. So you got the keyboard, mouse, speakers, printers, flash drive, external hard drive, and computer monitors. I didn't think I'd have to explain those. Next, I'm going to talk about computer software. Software is the instructions data that tells the computer how to perform specific tasks. Software is split into three distinct groups. You have system software, application software, and programming software. Starting with system software, or the operating system. This interprets information from the inputs into a dialect that the computer understands. It tells the hardware what to do and everything. And here's some examples of some operating systems. You have Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, Apple iOS, or iOS, Mac OS, Android OS, or Android, when you say Android, that's what you mean, and Linux operating systems. I didn't know that was an operating system. But next we have application software, and these are programs you use every day. You use it every day in certain things. It's basically for your use and everything. You have Microsoft Office, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and I put Netflix here. That's technically it. And it's just any program on your computer. It's application software. Next, programming software. These are languages programmers or developers use to create the software programs. They also use them to like sustain them, so like to update them and everything. they're also used by criminals and everything, and just people, I guess, to make viruses and Trojans. Some examples of programming software are Java, JavaScript, C++, and PHP. Now, I'm going to tell you how the computer system works. Keep in mind, this is very basic because I could write a whole speech on how this stuff works. It's very complex. So this is just in very basic terms. A computer system is made up of 3 components. You have the input unit, the central processing unit, and the output unit. And these 3 components run together to make the computer run smoothly. The first one is the input unit, and is anything that allows you to put information or data into the computer. Data commands and stuff like that. You input it into the computer and it's sent to the central processing unit to be processed. There are things like, some examples are mouse, keyboard, barcode readers, and touchscreens. Alright, next is the central processing unit. The central processing unit relies on 3 further elements to process the data. Starting with the memory unit, it stores data inputted by the user until the other parts of the CPU can process it. So this is like where the RAM comes in. So like if something else is being processed, it will sit here and like it'll wait there. That's where it'll be stored. Next is the arithmetic and logic unit. These are how computers calculate information using arithmetic and logical operations. So like they use like math and stuff like that to convert the data to where we can understand it. And finally, the control unit. The control unit, it coordinates a task throughout the computer. So this would take it from the memory unit to the arithmetic and logic unit, and then and throughout it and everything, and to the output unit. And finally, the output unit displays the data after it's been processed to where we can understand it. Examples are computer monitors, speakers, headphones, and TVs. And here are my references, and that's it.